Namaste. My name is Apra Bhandari, and it is my pleasure to host Ektaa Presents. As you all know, the world underwent unprecedented changes last year. As a community organization, the Ektaa Center has been impacted as well. For our community's health and safety, we went from suspending activities to closing the physical space in Irvine until further notice. Yet even in these challenging times, our commitment to our community, service to the arts, artists, and culture activities remains strong. Forging ahead, we have developed new ways to provide our community with valuable programs and activities and find innovative ways to adapt to this new normal. Our online seniors events through SASA have been a wonderful accomplishment. We have successfully executed the next phase of Ektaa's efforts to bring community, culture, and celebration online with our new virtual series, Sunday Chai with Ektaa, Let's Talk Community, Online Raga Spirit 2020, and now Ektaa Presents. It is my pleasure to introduce the first virtual program for Ektaa for 2021 with the one and only Penn Masala. Founded at the University of Pennsylvania in 1996, Penn Masala is the world's first South Asian A Capella group. Penn Masala has performed at a range of events, from President Obama's Diwali celebration to the International Indian Film Academy Awards. They have released 11 full-length studio albums with over 60 million hits across various streaming sites. Penn Masala was even featured in the comedy film American Desi and the major motion picture Pitch Perfect 2. Today, we have an exclusive program that Penn Masala has put together for our Ektaa audience. Penn Masala will take us down memory lane and present some of their highlights for the last 25 years, blending that with the current exclusive program for Ektaa. You will see the different incarnations of Penn Masala, their achievements, and the acclaims. Their dedication to keeping the tradition alive despite the university being online due to the pandemic has been applauded. Their performance will be followed by an interview with some of the members of the group, and you will have an opportunity to ask your own questions in the live chat. So please sit back and enjoy this very special program. Thank you.
I used to rule the world, see sunrise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to own.
Hi everyone, we are Penn Masala and we're super excited to perform for the Ektaa Center. We have a great set list planned for you guys, so we hope you enjoy.
I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the keys, next the walls that close on me, and I discovered that my castle's dead upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. And for some reason I can't explain, once you've gone I was never an honest world. And that was when I ruled the world.
कहने को जश्न-ए-बहारा है, इश्क ये देख के हैरा है. कहने को जश्न-ए-बहारा है, इश्क ये देख के हैरा है. फूल सी खुशबू खफा खफा है गुलशन में, छुपा है कोई रंज फिजा की चिलमन में. सारे सहमे नजारे हैं, सोए सोए वक्त के धारे हैं, और दिल में कोई खोई सी बातें हैं। ओ कहने को जश्न बहारा है, इश्क ये देख के हैरा है। कहने को जश्न बहारा है, इश्क ये देख के हैरा है। फूल सी खुशबू खफा खफा है गुलशन में, छुपा है कोई रंज फिजा की चिलमन में।
I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. And for some reason I can't explain, I love St. Peter will call my name. Never an honest world, and that was when I ruled the world. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. And for some reason I can't explain, I love St. Peter will call my name. Never an honest world, and that was when I ruled the world.
आँखों में तू है, होठों पे तू है, जिया नहीं लगता तेरे बिना। आँखों में तू है, होठों पे तू है, जिया नहीं लगता तेरे बिना, तेरे बिना। Those eyes blink once, take my breath away, to see the way I feel, the little games we play. I'll admit there are times when I get confused. She grabs my hand and I know that I can't lose. It's no mystery, it ain't hard to see. This girl might be the one for me, and I've got to try to catch her eye. She whispers down this lullaby. होठों पे तू है, जिया नहीं लगता तेरे बिना। आँखों में तू है, होठों पे तू है, जिया नहीं लगता तेरे बिना, तेरे बिना। So smooth, need my fingertips watching the way she moves, the way she sway her hips. She got away with me, I'm being serious. She smiles at me and I get delirious, and then I ask myself if I know why my heart skips a beat whenever she goes by. And she sings so sweet, that lullaby, I lose myself in her. Is this for real? I can't be sure. What do I feel? I don't know until she calls to me, and then I try to lose myself in the ocean of her eyes. धड़कन तू है, चांद सा जैसा तेरा चेहरा। आँखों में तू है, होठों पे तू है, जिया नहीं लगता तेरे बिना।
guys, this song is Ek Ladki, Miss Independent. It's one of my favorite songs personally to sing in a solo. Okay, enjoy.
Effortlessly, and she moved like a bus. Do what a bus do. She got me thinking about getting involved. That's the kind of girl like me. Oh, she got her own thing. That's why I love her, Miss Independent. Won't you come and spend a little time? She got her own thing. That's why I love her, Miss Independent. Do the way you shine, Miss Independent. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
तेरे ख्यालों ने बीते ये रातें, दिल मेरा मांगे एक ही दुआ। तू सामने हो और करूँ मैं बातें, लम्हा रहे यूं ठहरा हुआ। पहले तो कभी यूं मुझको ना ऐसा कुछ हुआ। दीवानी लहरों को जैसे साहिल मिला। ओ, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा। ओ मेरे सोड़िया वे छड़ सारी गलियां में, नाल तेरे तुर चलिया मैं। वे चल मुझको दुनिया से तू दूर। चोरी चोरी जद तेनू तकिया मैं, खुद को संभाल न सकिया मैं। चढ़ गया सजना तेरा ये फितूर। अनजानी रे मर जानी रात, कहनी जो थी कह दे वो बात।
If everything you say, don't worry, I got it. And everything she got, best believe she bought it. She gon' steal my heart, ain't no doubt about it, girl. You're everything I need. I said you're everything I need. Spend a little time now. She got. That's why I love that girl. Miss Independent. That's why I love her.
सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। मेरा जूता है जापानी, ये पतलून इंग्लिश दानी, सर पे लाल टोपी रूसी फिर भी दिल है।
Ina mina dika dika day day Dominica maka naka maka naka chica pica rola rika ram pam posh
अजीब दास्ता है ये, आजा 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 रूप तेरा मस्ताना, प्यार मेरा दीवाना, भूल कोई हमसे ना हो जाए
और चाबी खो जाए।
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे,
बातों ही बातों में तो मुलाकातों में ले लो।
बचना ए हसीनो, लो मैं आ गया है, बचना ए हसीनो। ला 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 ला।
खाई के पान बनारस वाला, खुल जाए बंद अकल का ताला।
इंतहा हो गई इंतजार की, पहला नशा पहला खुमार, नया प्यार है नया इंतजार। मेहंदी लगा के रखना, ढोली सजा के रखना, मेहंदी लगा के रखना, ढोली सजा के रखना। मुकाला मुकाबला लेला हो लेला,
दिल तो पागल है, दिल दीवाना है, दिल तो पागल
छैया। शाम रात मेरी कायनात, वो यार मेरा सैया सैया।
किसी रोज तुमसे मुलाकात होगी, मेरी जान उस दिन मेरे साथ होगी।
कोई मिल गया, कोई मिल गया। ढोल बाजे ढोल बाजे ढोल बाजे ढोल, तो ढम ढम बाजे ढोल, तो ढम 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 बाजे ढोल। इस टूटे दिल के पीड़ सही ना जाए,
ना तुम जानो ना हम, कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना। कह दो ना you are my sonia।
ओ मितवा सुन मितवा, तुझको क्या डर है रे, ये धरती अपनी है, अपना अंबर है रे। तू आ जा रे,
देखो देखो ना pretty woman, pretty woman, तुम भी कहो ना pretty woman कहानी।
कजरा रे तेरे कारे कारे नैना, कजरा रे तेरे कारे कारे नैना। कारे कारे
मचा ले,
कारे कारे
मचा ले,
कारे कारे नैना। Naturally all night. Where's the party tonight? On the dance floor. Where's the party?
mocha hi mocha, everybody now mocha hi mocha।
Jai ho, Jai ho. All hot girls, put your hands up and say, मुन्नी बदनाम हुई डार्लिंग तेरे लिए। Sheila की जवानी, I'm too sexy for you। Ooh la la, तू ही मेरी fantasy। जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया, जिया रे जिया रे जिया, जिया रे जिया रे जिया हो। तेरे लिए ही तो सिग्नल तोड़ दाड़ के आया।
बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल बदतमीज दिल माने ना।
This next one is Adat Apologize from our album On Detours. Hope you guys like it. जुदा होके भी तू मुझ में कहीं बाकी है, पलकों में बन के आ गली आती है जुदा होके भी
Got me 10 feet off the ground, and I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. No, you tell me that you're leaving, then you go and cut me down. Wait, tell me that you're sorry, didn't think I'd turn around and say, hey, it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Say it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Take another chance, take a fall, take a shot for you. Oh, and I need you like a heart needs a beat. There's nothing new. Yeah, yeah, I loved you with the fire red, and now it's turning blue. You say sorry like the angel heaven let me think was you, but I'm afraid.
बस जिंदा हुए जिंदगी बिन तेरे में दर्द ही दर्द बाकी रहा है सीने में सांस लेना भर ही यहाँ जीना नहीं है वो अब तो आदत सी है मुझको ऐसे जीने में जो यादें हैं सभी काटे हैं कटा दो इन्हें मिटा दो इन्हें
I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. Yeah. I said it's too late to apologize. Holding on your rope got me 10 feet off the ground.
Aisha lady, one day you'll be real. She moves like a breeze. I swear I can't get her out of my dreams. To have her shining right here by my side, I'd sacrifice all the tears in my eyes. Oh, Aisha, Aisha passing me by. Aisha, Aisha, my, oh, Aisha, Aisha, smile for me now. Aisha, Aisha in my life. जुल्फे उसकी ऐसी लहराती, मेरे मन की है वो शहजादी, मेरे ख्वाबों में वो बल खाती, हर पल वो मेरे सपनों में आती। ओ आयशा आयशा मन में छाओ, आयशा आयशा मुस्कुराओ। Somebody to lean on, someone body, mind and soul, to take her hand, to take her world, show her the time of her life so true. Throw the pain away for good, no more contemplating.
نموكري عايشة وموتالي هذه سيد الهد الهوبي كنتي هنغري وانتي حياتي تملك عايشة مكرر انتي
Aisha, Aisha passing me by, Aisha, Aisha my, oh, Aisha, Aisha smile for me now, Aisha, Aisha in my life, Aisha, Aisha passing me by, Aisha, Aisha my, oh, Aisha, Aisha smile for me now, Aisha, Aisha in my life.
This next one is When We Were Young, Tera Yaar Hoon Main, off of our latest album, Musafir. Hope you enjoy.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home, like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad and getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song.
दूर उठा तो कौन हंसेगा, तू जो छूटा तो कौन रहेगा, तू चुप है तो ये डर लगता है, अपना मुझको अब कौन कहेगा, तू ही वजह तेरे बिना बेवजह बेकार हूँ मैं, तेरा यार हूँ मैं, तेरा यार हूँ मैं।
It's hard to admit that everything just takes it back to when we were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't started. I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. it's just like a song, and we are.
Bama, Sani, Nida, Daba. Bama, Sani, Nida, Daba.
यूं ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही, कितनी हसीन है ये दुनिया। फूल सारे जमेले, देख फूलों के मेले, बड़ी रंगीन है ये दुनिया। रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न, रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न, रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न भैया। रास्ता है कह रहा अब मुझसे, मिलने को है कोई कहीं अब तुझसे। ये रास्ता है कह रहा अब मुझसे, मिलने को है कोई कहीं अब तुझसे। बिल्कुल क्यों ये बेताबी, किससे मुलाकात होनी है, अरमा था शायद वही बात होनी है।
यूं ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही, जीवन गाड़ी है सब में भैया। आंसुओं की नदियाँ भी है, खुशियों की भगिया भी है, रास्ता सब तेरा तक के भैया। यूं ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही, कितनी हसीन है ये दुनिया। फूल सारे झमेले, देख फूलों के मेले, बड़ी रंगीन है ये दुनिया। हे ना ना हे, मन अपने को कुछ ऐसे हल्का पाए, जैसे कंधों पे रखा बोझ हट जाए, जैसे बोला सा बचपन फिर से आए, जैसे बरसों में कोई गंगा नहाए। जैसे बरसों में कोई गंगा नहाए।
धुल सा गया है ये मन, खुल सा गया हर बंधन, जीवन अब लगता है पावन मुझको।
जीवन में प्रीत है, होठों पे गीत है, बस ये ही जीत है। सुन ले रागी, तू जिस दिशा भी जा, तू प्यार ही लुटा, तू दीप ही जला। सुन ले रागी,
यूं ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही, कौन है मुझको पुकारे। नदियाँ पहाड़ झील और झरने, जंगल और वादी, इनमें है किसके इशारे।
यूं ही चला चल रही, यूं ही चला चल रही,
कितनी हसीन है ये दुनिया।
फूल सारे झमेले, देख फूलों के मेले, बड़ी रंगीन है ये दुनिया।
ये रास्ता है कह रहा अब मुझसे, मिलने को है कोई कहीं अब तुझसे। रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न, रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न, रुम दुम दान नरक दुम दान न भैया।
सनी सा गा 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 मा 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 रे 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 सा
सनी सा सा, सनी सा सा,
Sani sa ga 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 sa ga 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 sa ma 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 sa pa pa ma. Sani sa sa यूं ही चला तो Sani sa sa कितनी हसीन ये दुनिया
This one's Down Daisy Girl. Hope you guys enjoy.
Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the sky is falling down, 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 no. You ought to know tonight is the night to let it go and put on a show. I wanna see how you lose control. So leave it behind, cause we got a night to get away. So come on and fly with me as we make our great escape. So baby, don't worry, you are my only. You won't be lonely, even if the sky is falling down. You'll be my only, no need to worry. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the sky is falling down. जो मिला ले नजर वो नजर मिटा ले नच के दिखा दे सबकी धड़कन से कदम मिला ले लहरों की छाल पे छाल बिछा दे दिल को यूं बेहाल बना दे पर दीवाने मारे ना देख कोई ऐसी girl देख लक लक परदेसी girl ain't nobody like my desi girl देख लक लक परदेसी girl ain't nobody like my desi girl देख लक लक परदेसी girl सब तो सोनी सारी देसी girl who's the hottest girl in the world my desi girl my desi girl ठुमका लगा के she rock your world my desi girl my desi girl come on and bring your body next to me I'll take you away yeah. Turn this place into a private getaway so leave it behind cause we got a night to get away so come on and fly with me as we make our great escape so why don't we run away don't worry you'll be my only no need to worry baby are you down 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 you'll be my only no need to worry even if the sky is falling down like she's supposed to be she get down low for me down like the temperature cause to me she's 0 degrees she cold overfreeze I got that girl from overseas she my Miss America now can I be a soldier please I'm fighting for this girl on the battlefield of love don't you look like baby Cupid sending arrows from above don't you ever leave the side of me indefinitely and probably and honestly I'm down like the economy so baby don't worry you are my only you won't be lonely even if the sky is falling down you'll be my only no need to worry baby are you down 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 who's the hottest girl in the world my desi girl my desi girl she rock your world my desi girl my desi girl wrong with me, you should be wrong with me. Ah, you're a real life fantasy, you're a real life fantasy. But you're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm moving back from dancing to crazy. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Hi, 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 hi. Keep on hoping we came by the ocean. Come for me, baby. I'll be naked, you'll be free on the wall. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Hi, 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 hi. Keep on hoping we came by the ocean.
खराब करे गलती बेहिसाब करे दो पल की जो नींद उड़ी पूरे सारे ख्वाब करे क्या करने हैं उम्रों के वादे ये जो रहते हैं रहने दे यादें दो बार नहीं एक बार सही एक रात की कर ले तू यारी सुबह तक मांगे मेरी बात तू ऐसे जोर से नाची आज ये घुंघरू टूट गए ये घुंघरू टूट गए छोड़ के सारे शर्म और लाज तू ऐसे जोर से नाची आज ये घुंघरू टूट गए ये घुंघरू टूट गए.
Let's get lost tonight. You could be my vacay mouse tonight. Play secretary on the boss tonight. And you don't give a what they all say, right? Austin the Christian and Christian Dior. Damn, they don't look like this anymore. I ask cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real anymore? Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now thou hast forsaken us. You should be honored by my lateness. That I would even show up to this thing. So go ahead, go nuts, just don't quit. Especially in my pastel on my big fit. Act like you can't tell who made this. New gospel, homie, take 6 and say this.
क्या करने हैं उम्रों के वादे ये जो रहते हैं रहने दे यादें दो बार नहीं एक बार सही एक रात की कर ले तू यारी सुबह तक मांगे मेरी बात तू ऐसे जोर से नाची
Talk to me, girl, talk to me, baby. I'm moving back from dancing to crazy. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Hi, 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 hi. Keep on hoping we can't by the ocean. Fall for me, baby. I'll be thinking you'll be free on the wall. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Hi, 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 hi. Keep on hoping we can't by the ocean.
टूट गए ये घुंघरू टूट गए टूट गए
Keep on hoping we can't by the ocean.
हे शुभारंभ हो शुभारंभ मंगल बिलाई सपनों की डहरी पे दिल की बाजी रे शहनाई 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 भर दो झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली भर दो झोली मेरी या मोहम्मद लौट कर मैं न जाऊंगा खाली
कागज के दो पंख लेके उड़ा चला जाए रे जहाँ नहीं जाना था ये वही चला है रे कि देखे ना भाले ना जाने ना दायरे दिशा हारा केमन पोका मोंटा रे
যদি তোর দক্ষিণে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
উইরে উই
കുഞ്ചിക്കോ മുത്തിരി മുത്തിരി ചിന്തിക്കോ വഞ്ചനി വന്ന ചുന്ദരി വാവേ താങ്ങിനക്ക തകതിമിയാടും തങ്ങനിലാവേ ജിയ ജലെ ജാ ജലെ നനു തലെ ധ്രുവാ ചലെ ധ്രുവാ ചലെ
വെണ്ണിലവേ വെണ്ണിലവേ വിണ്ണെ താണ്ടി വരുവായാ വിളയാട് ജോഡി ദേവൈ இந்த பூலோகத்தில் யாரும் பார்க்கும் முன்னே உன்னை அதிகால அனுப்பி வைப்போம் अंबर सरिया मुन्ने आवे कचिया कलियां ना तोड़ तेरी माँ ने बोले हैं मुझे दिखे से बोल अंबर से
छेड़ देवे ननद चुटकी लेवे ससुराल गेंदा फूल सास गारी देवे देवर जी समझा लेवे ससुराल गेंदा फूल ఎంతమంది ముందుకొచ్చి ఎందాలు చెల్లుతున్నాయి గుండెకే మొఫలా హొడన్న కాక మొన్న వచ్చి ఏ మాయ చేసావి పిల్లి మొగ్గలేసిందిలా హొసాన ఉత్థాన వారాలే కూచ పాందాలే కనసు తెవే ఫోన్ కసే గై వరతే ओ लोग छुपना जाओ जी मन जीद करावो जी रे क्यों तरसावे हो मन सकल दिखावो जी मार हिवड़ में जागी ठोकनी रे चन्ना में थारी चांदनी मन दामन में बांधी खुशी रे झूम 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 पा झूम मड़ के ना देखो दिल भरो मड़ के ना देखो दिल भरो मुड़ के ना देखो दिल भरो दिल भरो मुड़ के ना देखो दिल भरो कुन फाया कुन फाया कुन फाया कुन फाया कुन फाया कुन फाया कुन
लोंग दलशकारा ओ बेबी तेरा जान से प्यारा ओ बेबी अभी चमका दिल साडा कि दिख गया प्यार ये पटियालवी नवराई माझी लाडाची ग आवड हिला चंद्राची ग नवराई माझी नवसाची ग अप्सरा जशी इंद्राची ग ग ग ग
बुंबरो बुंबरो श्याम रंग बुंबरो 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 श्याम रंग बुंबरो आए हो किस बगिया से हो तुम
गल मिठी मिठी बोल रस गाणों विच गोल बजने दे ताशे ढोल मस्ती में तू भी डोल आ सोनी तेनू चांद की मैं चूड़ी पहरावा जो गड़ा तारा
चबीला तारा
रंगीला तारा रंग फेर जुए तारी बात रे जो गड़ा तारा होय छबीला तारा होय रंगीला तारा रंग फेर जुए तारी बात रे
That was amazing, guys. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to hear you guys perform. And I have to tell you a little bit. I went to Cornell a really long time ago, and we would actually invite Penn Masala to come and perform at our Diwali show and our yearly show. So I've known about Penn Masala for a really long time and seen you guys perform all 4 years at college, and it was such a treat. And it's just, I feel like the group has just grown and matured and really taken off on another level. So this is incredible. Thank you so much for your performance and for being here.
Thanks so much for having us.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that we can do a little bit of a chat together, because I know the audience would love to know more about how it all started, what your process is. And for our members that are watching us, please know you can always put a question in the live chat, and Partha and Saket would love to answer any questions that you might have about their group and their training. So should we get started?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. So I think the first question would be, what's your creative process for deciding what songs to mix together? Because I love the combinations that you guys come up with.
Yeah. So in general, what we try to do is we try to start with a vibe or a genre, just some sort of direction for where we want the song to go, and kind of what emotions we want to make people feel with it. Is it a sense of nostalgia? Is it like a really hype dance mix? And so based off of that general direction, we try to select songs that are English that kind of fit that vibe, and then we also try to select songs that are Hindi that fit that vibe. And then once we have like 50 songs of each language, we go through and we look at each combination and see what goes together. And generally, we'll find a mix, and then we'll go through and arrange and produce it.
Very cool. That sounds like it would be so much fun to just sit there with a list of songs and try to see which match together. That's awesome. How do you feel that Indian classical training has helped you and in the way that you approach Western music?
So as someone who did Carnatic music growing up, I'd say Indian classical music, and of course there's many other group members who have done Hindustani and Carnatic music as well. I think it gives like a different dimension when you're thinking about English songs and thinking about songs from other cultures, because you see it's not just about like how maybe Carnatic music would inform me thinking about a song, but you begin to see a lot of various similarities between just the two types of music, even though they sound very different, or maybe the styles of singing might be different. At the very underlying, um, at their core, this is why we're able to create mixes with them. We see really just a lot of similarities between the two styles of music.
Yeah, I mean, it's true that they say music is universal and the way it all just comes together, it's beautiful. So how do you feel that a cappella singing or Western music has influenced how you perceive Indian music? So hand in hand.
Yeah, so I think again, it's very similar for me as it was for Saket, because singing a cappella and kind of breaking down these songs as we do have to do in order to arrange them, I think it just kind of opens your eyes up to the fact that it's not so different. They're not two separate things. They're parts of one like universal whole that we kind of enjoy and makes us feel things that are in general. So I think that it's kind of just like merging the two things that I've listened to as a kid, the two styles that I would never have tried to do at the same time. Like if I'm in an Indian mood or in a English mood, those used to be two different things, but now they're absolutely the same. I think that's the biggest difference.
Great. So there are a lot of first generation Indian immigrants in the audience. And sometimes there's a disconnect between the first and the second generation experience. For those of you who are second generation Indians born in America, what does it mean to be Indian to you? And how does Penn Masala inform this identity, if it does? And it doesn't have to.
Yeah, I think Masala is more reflective of that identity, if anything. So, I mean, both me and Saket, we are second generation immigrants, and the group was founded by second generation immigrants. So I think for a lot of us, we feel that, Indian culture is something that we have been steeped in. It's what we speak different languages at home. We eat different food at home. We practice different religions from, our neighbors growing up. I think that we all have some sort of familiarity within the home of what Indian culture is, and that's how we perceive it. We don't kind of associate as much with like a national identity, a sense of Indian patriotism, not as much as we do with the daily things, the household level things. So I think Masala is kind of reflective of that. It's about creating music that we enjoy because we have been steeped in Indian culture, but at the same time, it's about creating this like an American experience for ourselves, in some ways, because like at the same time, we do go to an American university. We're kind of forging our own paths as the second generation, so one that's very different from our parents. And I think that that's what this group kind of is all about.
And even then, I think being Indian for at least, I mean, we're both second generation immigrants. So I think being Indian just even does extend beyond the home. So like for me, being part of Penn Masala is part of being Indian as well, and interacting with different types of music and different types of aspects of our culture is part of being Indian as well. So I think um, at least for me, and I think for Partha as
Yeah.
well, I think it's great to reconnect with parts of the culture, and it's great to learn about what like where your ancestry is and where you came from. I think Penn Masala forms a pivotal part of that.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think even when I went to college, I think, it was just an extension. Doing the dance troupe was an extension of what I've always done. And it was amazing to be able to do it within a community that wasn't all Indian and share that experience with them and have them embrace it so beautifully. I think that it just makes it very special for us. So that's great. As a side question, so do your grandparents or parents, how do they feel about Penn Masala and the music that you guys create, and what is their reaction? I'm very interested to know.
Well, my grandma, she's in Hyderabad right now. So she she is subscribed to our YouTube channel, so she knows when all the latest releases are coming out. She always texts me, "Oh, you guys' new mix sound great." So it's always good to see that like we can create stuff even from Philadelphia that like my grandparents and my parents can enjoy from
Yeah.
outside the country.
The family group chats do tend to blow up a little bit. The WhatsApp chats, they blow up a little bit when we release new music. I think we're all so blessed because our parents are super supportive of what we do, which is not something you can say for a lot of activities that involve a lot of our time and sometimes make us compromise a little bit on our studies, to put it in a nice way. Yeah, so I think we're all very blessed to have parents that support us 100%, and I think like sometimes they are as enthusiastic about it as we are.
Yeah.
I actually,
if not even more so, my mom.
If not even more, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah, my mom's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing next?
Yeah.
When's the next release coming?" Like, we can't work that fast.
yeah, my mom gives me mixed ideas all the time. She's and they also all talk to each other. They,
Yeah.
they all have
Yeah.
they all have a group chat.
Oh, that's cute. That's really cute. So it's a family, a community, and a family. That's wonderful. That's really great. So I wanted to actually talk a little bit about your album, Musafir. And if you can just kind of tell me and tell the audience on how that journey began and what was the thought process behind it, and how it's been, because I heard the song. They're beautiful, just really, really, really. They touch your heart. They definitely touch your heart and bring out a lot of emotions in you. So please tell us a little bit more about Musafir.
Yeah, so I think Musafir was, at least for me, because we made it over the course of my first 2 years in the group, so my freshman and sophomore year. And so those years were, at least for me personally, they were, very eventful, like huge changes in my life. Moved across the country for me, moved to an entire new city, met all these new people. And so just because of that, I think that the spirit of the traveler kind of resonated with me a lot. And then the fact that we tried to explore so many different new things. We did our first Jogomandi on the album.
That's true.
Yeah. So the fact that we were kind of going in so many different directions, both musically and in, the people we were working with, and the ways that we tried to get our music out there and the people we tried to reach. I think because of that, that's what really resonated with me. It's just like kind of how adventurous it was, the spirit of growth that it kind of represented for me. I think that's what makes it the most meaningful for me.
And currently I'm a sophomore. He's a junior. So for my class, it was the first time that we had been part of a Penn Masala album, and like growing up listening to Penn Masala and then finally being part of the album was a great experience for all of us. So.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, what role do you want your music to have in shaping the South Asian identity and community?
Yeah, I think that what we want our music to kind of play a role in, and what we've actually always kind of wanted to do, is kind of even out the balance in the way that South Asian Americans or Desis in the US kind of feel about themselves and how they balance those two sides of themselves. I think it's all about being both at the same time in a way. So yes, you are Indian. There's that part, and there's that part of yourself. Yes, you are American. There's that part of yourself. There's no reason that the two should conflict. They go together hand in hand, and I think that that's what our music is all about.
Yeah, I couldn't have said anything better. I think you did a good job.
Yeah, no, and I think that's such an important message for the young generation, because it does become a conflict sometimes if it's not communicated well, or if it's not embraced. Both the cultures are not embraced, in a positive way. So it's really nice to hear that, because you guys have such an influence on today's generation, that you guys are actually, there's so much meaning to your music and there's so much meaning to your work. So thank you. That's wonderful. What is the most challenging thing about singing a cappella?
I would say I think Partha would agree with this. Probably the stamina, because like singing like a full set list, it takes a lot of first of all air. It takes a lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of like you gotta be like singing loudly. You gotta like pay attention, be on pitch. So I think just having the endurance to get through a full set list, is probably something that we find pretty challenging.
I think, fundamentally, a cappella is not something that's supernatural, because we are, as voices, trying to imitate instruments, and instruments generally don't take breaths, especially if it's like a guitar or a drum set. So, I think physically, I think that's the biggest challenge of a cappella, just being able to sustain and support what you're singing. And then just being constantly locked in, because you don't have a piano to guide you. You don't have an instrument that's actually been tuned. You just have each other. So just being locked in with the rest of the group, I think, is also a big part of it.
So which song has been, along those lines, the most challenging for all of you to do, and why would you say that?
Challenging in what way? To perform or to create?
Well, actually, we would love to know both. To create, for sure. I think that would be really interesting to know what the challenges were, but also to perform as a group. What is one, a song that you guys always maybe get more jitters when you go on stage to perform, or, always feel a little bit like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
Yeah, I think that definitely brings to mind one song, at least performance-wise. I don't know if you guys have heard Sunday Morning, Merang Shadbadoka, off of our album Resonance. One of my personal favorite songs, but to sing, it's the background parts are pretty complicated. So that one always gets me a little bit nervous when performing at shows, but it's a real pleasure to sing. Creative-wise, I think Partha can speak to that more.
Yeah. Just adding on to that, so that song has zero margin for error, because our lowest voices are very, very low, and our highest voices are also very, very high. So it's just not, you cannot screw up at all. I think in terms of creation-wise, I'd probably have to say our latest release, Kuru Nachne and What a Man Gotta Do, just because we were all separated, and we did not have the benefits of a great studio that we have here in Philadelphia. So because of that, because we were all separated, because everybody was doing things at different times and, taking recordings on different setups, just kind of bringing that all together, I think, was a pretty challenging process into something that, sounded really good.
But I think, and that's been like a COVID theme, that a lot of things that we would have never imagined to do, we've done and we've adapted to it. And the results have been surprisingly, really fruitful, really memorable. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it would bring the group together even more, because you guys were able to overcome this huge challenge of not being together in a studio, yet still producing and creating something so magical?
Yeah. Actually, we still can't be all together in studio. So when
Yeah.
we are finally able to do that, I think we're all just gonna breathe a sigh of relief. It'll be the sign that we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah, I
soon,
think COVID is
soon. We will.
definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. I was just saying, I hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. COVID has brought a lot of challenges to like basically every aspect of people's lives. But I think especially for an a cappella group or performing arts group like us, where we have to be together to sing, like that activity itself is not COVID safe. So
Yeah.
fundamentally, we've had to like change the way that we try to improve the group, whether that's like practicing different songs, like the lead them songs instead of backgrounds, having people practice backgrounds by themselves, teaching new group members. I think there's various ways in which, yes, we have been affected by the virus, but I think the group has done a good job in trying to do as much as we can in this situation.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, how have you been able to stay true to your original roots while evolving with time, and the constant infusion of new members coming into the group? How does that change the dynamics of the group, and how do you maintain, or if you do, like maintain a certain culture of the group, or does it change year by year because new people and new personalities are entering?
Yeah, I think that we definitely try to retain the core parts of what makes masala masala, and it's definitely something that we put an active emphasis on, especially in the first 6 weeks when new members join the group, about kind of getting them familiar with what this group is about, what we do, why we do, how we do it. And so I think because of that active emphasis that we place on it, we're able to kind of maintain like a semblance of group identity through like over the last 25 years. But at the same time, yes, every new member is going to change the group culture in some way. The group is never going to stay just the same because the same people aren't in it. And so we kind of look forward in a way to new members joining the group and bringing their own unique flavor to the group in general and leaving their own impact on it for the next group.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And then again, I want to remind the audience that you can put in questions in the live chat, and anything that you want to know about Penn Masala, please feel free to ask. It's a wonderful opportunity. All right, we have to ask this, right? How is the newer form of social media, Instagram, TikTok, how has that influenced YouTube? That's not a newer form, but how has that influenced your content, your creative process, and how you've been able to, reach out to a much wider audience?
So I think with the prevalence of like Instagram and TikTok and some of these shorter form video content sharing platforms, there definitely is kind of a move towards more like bite-sized content. Maybe people's attention spans are becoming even shorter and shorter. But I think sometimes we can, or a lot of the time we can actually use that to our advantage because, for example, our latest TikTok was like kind of like a sea shanty parody, and we've been able to make like karaoke versions of our song for people to sing along to on TikTok. So I think those are just two examples of how we've tried to bring like the spirit of the group to these newer platforms, and I think people have been pretty receptive.
Absolutely. And then, so there was Pitch Perfect too, where you guys, I know you were a part of that. Do you guys ever think about like a Bollywood Pitch Perfect? Is something that you guys have in your mind, something that you'd love to see happen?
Well, Bollywood Pitch Perfect would would be pretty amazing, I think. Yeah. I think that we're always kind of looking out for the next big opportunity in that way. And if something amazing like that Pitch Perfect opportunity happens, we will jump on it if it ever comes. I think that like what we'd love to do is some soundtrack work. So if Netflix India is watching this, hit us up. We are available. But yeah, I think there's a lot of different directions that we in general would love to
Yeah.
expand into. And yeah, we just keep looking, I guess.
And I think in general, I think a cappella is becoming slowly more popular across India. Like compared to 10 years ago, where many people, even in urban areas, didn't know what a cappella was. I think a lot more people are aware of what a cappella means. I think it's gaining also some traction on the university scene in India as well. So I think there is some promise. I think maybe 20 years down the line, a pitch perfect Bollywood style wouldn't be too out of the question.
Hopefully sooner than 20 years down the line.
Yeah, hopefully before we graduate.
Yeah.
So, next year.
1 to 2 year 1 to 2 years.
Do you guys ever have like a big reunion of all the Masala members from years ago?
Yeah, so we generally have our alumni come back to campus once or twice a year. So there's a reunion, a homecoming in the fall. So when the homecoming game is played, we kind of gather on that day in Philly and hang out with the alumni, generally from more recent years. And then for our spring show, which is generally every March, but unfortunately will not be happening due to COVID. Then that's another occasion where like a lot more alumni will come back to campus, especially if it's their 20th anniversary. So if they graduated a really long time ago in a multiple of 5 year, they will generally be back on campus as well and come hang out with us. And it's always an amazing experience to have that.
That's wonderful. Well, once again, thank you so much for this incredible opportunity to not only hear you guys sing, but to learn more about Penn Masala. And the audience, if you have any questions, please feel free to add it in the live chat. But I want to take this moment to thank Partha, Saket, and the entire Penn Masala team for giving us this experience. Thank you so much and good luck to you. And I look forward to Bollywood Pitch Perfect 2 with you guys.
Thank you so much. It was great being here.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation with Penn Masala. Ektaa Center will continue to bring such programs throughout the year thanks to the support of our community. Please consider making a donation on our website at www.ektacenter.org. Stay safe and namaste.